Coach, you've had a few days off. I guess it's kind of like your bye week in the league. How's it been just having a few extra days to kind of regroup and refresh, knowing that you're about to go on a really pivotal road trip?
Well, it's been important for us to really work on execution this week, to show up some things that we saw we can improve on. So that's what we've taken the week as an opportunity to try to continue to get better.
Coach, the pattern in conference play has always kind of, been win-loss, win-loss. Now that we're halfway and you're in the crucial final stretch, how important is it to start to get a win streak together?
Well, it'd be nice to try to get a win streak going, of course, to try to, string some games together. It's very competitive, as you know. Everyone's fighting for their lives in this conference every game. So, you're going to get a maximum effort from every opponent, and we're going to give a maximum effort. And, hopefully as we move forward, we can start to get, some momentum and string some games together.
Johnny, now that you've gotten the first kind of half of the Big 12 conference play out of the way, what do you like? What do you don't like about how your team has performed so well? And what sort of improvements do you want to see in the remainder of the season?
Well, we have to continue to get better, both defensively and offensively, execution-wise. Whether it's following the game plan, we have to be a little stricter and have more attention to detail with that. And whether it's on the offensive end, understanding how we need to connect, with each other in order to be more successful.
C.J. Walker, he's been out for the last couple of games. Now that there's maybe been a little bit more time, is he on the horizon to make a return?
He's still working his way back. He's not completely there yet, but he's working. He's improving. It's just a function of just, when he feels right and the timing's there for him to get back on the floor. But he is working towards that, which is good to see.
Like going off that, because you guys have been playing a lot of games close together. So how important was it to have this week off to try and heal up?
During the season, I pretty much like to keep playing. I think once you get in rhythm of playing games, I think the players want to get out there and continue to compete. But for us, being that, we have been a little banged up, and like using CJ for an example, to give him more time for him to continue to recover has not been the worst thing for us because it's allowing him to continue to work his way back, into our, back to our team.
You got an important stretch of road games on the schedule in the next month and a half. What do you guys need to do to kind of get better on the road? You've had some struggles here and there on the road.
Well, we need to continue to just understand the importance of staying composed during the game. It's concentrating, making sure that we're locked in, and just being confident that you can win out there, like you're confident you can win at home. I think that's very important. So the 3 C's, composure, confidence, is very important for us to be successful.
Texas Tech is another one of those teams that's, obviously been in the top 25, having a really good year. I know they've had a tough stretch of losing 3 straight, but just as you've evaluated them this week, what stands out to you about Texas Tech?
Really good basketball team, a lot of firepower. They can really score the basketball. They're tough, they're gritty. I can see why they've had the success they've had this year. They do a really good job on both sides of the basketball.
After the Oklahoma game, there was a video going around of you being shown a video of, people from out your career, like Coach K, Taco Fall, et cetera, all congratulating you on your 300th win. What was your reaction when watching that?
Just like I said, grateful for the opportunities I've had in this profession, both as a player and as a coach. Just really happy to see a lot of, players that I coached throughout the years, participate in the video. Really made it special for me. It just always sums up what I think every coach understands. No one gets there by themselves. No matter what you do in this profession, it's a team effort. And it's just a reminder of seeing each one of those players and what they represented for me is what made it so special.
Johnny, these next 2 road games are some of the longest of the season for you guys, with Texas Tech and then going to BYU. Are you guys doing anything different? Are you staying out in Texas Tech after the Texas Tech game, or are you guys coming back and then flying back out to BYU? What's the schedule like for you guys?
We'll stay out. We'll stay out through the weekend and play on Tuesday. So we'll leave tomorrow, and we'll stay until we complete the trip.
Yes, about Coach K. Speaking of that, something I realized the other day, I didn't know it. Maybe it originated with your teams, is slapping the court when you want to get a defensive stop. I've seen teams do that for years. Is that something that originated maybe when you were there at Duke, or what's the origins of that?
I think so. I don't want to be quoted on it, but I didn't see nobody doing it before we did it back when I played for Coach K. So, but I don't want to, speak out of turn. But as I recall, we were the first team that I can recall doing it. So.
Yeah, because I remember you guys did it the other. I mean, you've done it all year. I've seen just various teams through the years do that. And I thought I read something that it was a Coach K Duke thing that originated that. I had no idea.
Yeah, I remember doing that when I was playing for him. That's something that we instituted. It's something kind of to get a stop and to really kind of focusing on that possession. And so it was a really neat thing, and kind of seeing this team kind of take that on has been kind of fun for me as a coach. Thinking about my playing days and then watching them now, doing that is something that and they've taken that ownership of that. It's not like I've made them do that. So that's what's made it so nice. And now I'm saying, hey, make sure you hit the floor.
I was about to ask that. So do you signal, hey guys, now's the time to slap the court? No, the players do it on their own.
Exactly. That's what made it so nice is seeing them take ownership of it. And so, but they're growing. They're growing into their roles. They're growing into who they can be as a team.
You look at the win against Oklahoma, looking back at the tape and everything. That second half, how you guys performed, attacking the rim and transition. How much was that something that really stood out to you that you were pleased with on your guys' performance?
Definitely. We wanted to get out and get out and transition, as you said, and we was able to convert, which is very, very important. So, but defense leads to offense. So I thought, really good stingy defense led us to those situations, and I was glad to see our guys capitalize. That's what we have to be, as you've heard me mention all season long. We want to play fast. We want to make it a 94-foot game. And the only way you can do that is to get stops so you can run and put pressure on the other teams so they can speed up. And I thought in both cases, it worked out well for us the other night.
How integral was Shemarri, his return the other night, just to the cohesiveness of everything you want to do, especially defensively? I don't know if he was 100% or not, but he looked close to it. It didn't look like he was missing a snap. But how big was it to have him back?
Oh, it's huge to have him back. Just his energy, his effort, as you mentioned before. He just makes multiple plays, multiple effort kind of guy. His leadership is missed, whether it's in the locker room or on the court as well. You've heard me mention that before. He just gives you so much that, like I said, the box scores doesn't really show a lot. So I thought he really gave us a huge lift in that game. He couldn't have come back at a better time.
When you're looking at the Oklahoma tape, what aspects of the team's performance do you think that they need to build off of in order to hang with Texas Tech?
Well, we need to continue to get better. Every team is uniquely different, so game plan is different for each team that we face. But we still want to continue to be good defensively. That's very important for us is to understand the importance of every defensive possession. And offensively, we want to continue to get better at connecting. I always look at our assist number, and we didn't have a high assist number against Oklahoma as well, but we want to make sure that we're connecting offensively with one another. We have good personnel, all players capable of making shots, so we got to make sure we make the right passes at the right time for our players to maximize who they can be out there.
Coach, with games coming thick and fast, what benefit is it for you not to have a weekday game this week?
Well, the benefit for us this week is we're able to continue to work on things that we have to do to continue to improve as a team. Continue to get healthy. Some guys are banged up. Of course, we know C.J. Walker, so it gives him another week without having to have to play against an opponent, continue to work on rehabbing and working his way back to our team.
All set?
You guys are welcome. All right, guys. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
All right, Shemarri, I know you made your triumphant return in the last game. Just kind of what's your health like right now? I don't know if you were 100% the other night. Coach Dawkins kind of laughed when I asked if you were. So are you feeling now that you're going to have another full week off for the next game? You think you're going to be closer to 100% prior to this road trip?
Absolutely. I had a great week of practice. I feel like just staying in the training room, staying on top of treatment and different things like that. So I feel like I'm close to myself again.
I think a lot of fans would see having a week off as a benefit because it gives you guys the opportunity to heal up. But Coach Dawkins was just saying, you guys kind of prefer to have like those weekday games to just kind of keep the rhythm up. Like, how do you view having a week off?
Like he said, it's always good to just have a game during the week so we can just keep our rhythm, keep our pace. Game is a lot different than practice, but we try to simulate and make our practices harder in the game so that when we do get in the game, it's easy for us.
What the moment feel like when you did come back, obviously being off for a few weeks with injury? Now you get another week off to get a little bit back to closer to 100%. How are you feeling? Like,
It was a little rough on me fatigue wise, but other than that, once I caught my second win, I felt like I was pretty good.
Shemarri, you guys, this is the halfway point of the Big 12 schedule. What do you guys need to do to finish out strong and make a solid push?
Just taking it one game at a time. Listen to what our coaching staff draws up. Practice got to be like every day. We got to come ready to work and just focus.
When you got a few more days to, prepare for an opponent, like you weren't playing on Tuesday, Texas Tech was, they were playing Baylor. So is there a benefit to that? Do you devote more time to film study, scouting reports when you have a few extra days to prepare for an opponent?
Yes, sir. Just watching their game against Baylor, like you said, locking into the scout, knowing our opponent more than they know us is the biggest key.
Going off that, from watching the tape, what have you learned about Texas Tech? What do you know about their game?
They have some really good guards, and they crash the glass really hard. They can all shoot the ball really well. So just locking in to our defensive game plan and learning them up and down, like 1 through 12, whatever they play, has been our main goal.
What did you learn about this team when you were out of the rotation from more of like a coach's perspective, not being able to play?
There's a lot of opportunity on this team. Guys definitely stepped up when we needed them. So they showed themselves. I just feel like we needed a few more pieces just to like come in and give more energy. But they really came out and like some of our sleepers are continuing to wake up.
You've got some big road games, big road tests coming up in the next couple games. What do you guys need to do to play better on the road and to finish strong like you guys have done at home here?
Just staying calm, cool, and collected on the road. Like we know it's gonna be hostile environments. Just staying together, knowing that we're all we got on the road. So just keeping that mindset and not really getting too rattled when other teams go on runs. Just know that we have our runs coming and getting a victory at the end.
Kind of going off what Steven just asked you. I know this is obviously your final year. When we've talked to Coach Dawkins and asked him about you, he says you have a great knowledge of the game. Other players say you're a really good leader. You're a really good communicator. I know you're focused on this year, and you want to play basketball for as long as you can, professionally, whatever. But coaching, is that something that you maybe thought about?
Yes, I've always thought about that. Just something in the field of basketball has always been my passion. So just never know where to take me.
So is that maybe something in the back of your mind? Maybe when you're out for a couple games, you're kind of maybe paying closer attention to what Coach Dawkins and Coach Norris and those guys are kind of doing when you don't have to be out there on the court. Is that something maybe you've been thinking about this season?
Absolutely, just learning from them every day on and off the floor. What it's like to be like a coach on and off the floor has always been one of my greatest attributes.
Last thing, when you're on the road for so long, you're going to go to Texas Tech, then you're going to go to Provo and play BYU. What are the challenges in that as a player? Like you're in hotels for an extended period. You got to stay locked in and focused. What's the challenge from a player when you're going to be on the road for so long?
I feel like the road is a lot easier. Honestly, it's just us. Like we have our team meals, walkthroughs, and really just getting our rest, getting shoot-arounds in, and we don't have too many other distractions. But not saying like we do here, but like on the road, it's just like us in the hotel and just actually being locked in. I feel like we lock in a lot more on the road.
There's kind of like team. Is that where teams maybe come closer together when you're kind of forced to be with each other almost 24 hours a day?
Absolutely, but I feel like our team, we don't really force anything. We enjoy being around each other, enjoy being around the guys. Like when we're not on the court, we hang out as much as we can. Whenever we're not in class, different things like that. So,
Shemarri, when you're follow up on that question, when you're on the road and you're not on the court or studying film and stuff like that, how do you pass the time? I mean, is the hotel room TV become your best friend, or what kind of things do you got to do to maybe kind of get your mind away from the court?
Just hanging out with the guys, playing some 2K, different things like that. Just relaxing, winding down.
You play 2K. Does someone bring an Xbox or whatever or PlayStation or something to figure it out? You have to figure out how to plug it into someone's TV.
Yeah, there'll be one or two guys maybe bring it, and we just playing on their system.
Who's your team that you use in 2K?
Me, I'll probably say the Lakers.
Ibrahima. Today or this week is had a few extra days to get ready for a game. You didn't play a midweek game. How do you like that as a player? Coach Dawkins said that maybe he likes the routine of playing every few days. That maybe it's better if guys are banged up to have a few days off. As a player, how do you like kind of having these few extra days off?
If coach say he liked it, we liked it. But for me, I feel like this break, we needed this break because we got few guys, that needed like 2 days off, stuff like that. So I think we can use this break in a really good way. Yeah.
You guys are finished the first half of the Big 12 schedule. What do you guys need to do in the second half to kind of finish strong to make sure you guys can make maybe a run going into the conference tournament?
For me, I think we need to face the mistake that we make, or those games that we lost that we could have won. Realizing that and just focus more about the second half and just finish strong.
Obviously, you've been great on the defensive end. What does Shemarri being back add as far as like a perimeter guy to help you?
Everything. I would just talk about it today during practice. I was just staring at him, like him moving, like having great impact on defense, because a lot of time people just see like who scored the ball, but they don't see like who played deep. But him, like his impact defensively is just great. I never see something like that. So he helped us a lot. I'm glad that he's back.
Watching film and everything, what have you learned about your upcoming opponent, Texas Tech?
That's a really good team. They play more together. I feel like they move the ball a lot. They shoot a lot. They have some really good guys. But that doesn't mean we can not hit them. So we're excited.
So with a couple extra days, did that give you more time to maybe look at Texas Tech and watch film? I know they played on Tuesday night against Baylor. Maybe did you watch that game? Is that maybe going to help you prepare?
I watched the game. Yeah. I watched the game. I watched a lot of them. So I'm excited, going through that game because I was looking forward to play them. Yeah.
You guys have some long road trips over the next long road games over the next couple games. What do you guys need to do to finish stronger on the road than you guys have already done?
Focus. I feel like we need to focus more. Playing here, like we definitely need that, but playing on the road, like you need to focus more because you're going to somebody crib. So I feel like we just need to think this trip that's like a business trip, and just like focus about like the 2 games that we have in front of us, win those games, and that's gonna be really good for us.
We just talked to Shemarri, speaking of this business trip and asking, how do you kind of handle being on the road for so long, being in different hotels because you're going to go from Texas to Utah to play BYU. How do you like it as a player? Do you like being on the road for an extended time, or would you rather be home?
To be honest with you, I like more playing at home. But, it's basketball. You're going to have to move, point A to point B every week. Like I say, it's a business trip. You just have to see it that way and just focus. But for me personally, I like playing at home. Yeah.
When you're on these long road trips, though, in between games, like what do you do at the, past the time when you guys aren't practicing?
Can you repeat the question again?
When you're on these long road trips and, in between practices and the games, what do you do to try to pass the time when you're on the road?
I talk to my mom a lot. I be on FaceTime with her a lot. Talk to my dad. Talk about like the game that we play, and the team that we're going to play. The guy I'm going to guard, stuff like that. I be talking about them like all like the time. So that's what I be doing. Mostly like sooner we finish practice, go back to my room. Beside that, I just chill and rest. Yeah.
How easy is it for you to find rest in a hotel? I know most hotels aren't built for 7-footers, so.
Let me tell you something about that. It's really hard. Some hotel, the bed, we be going to to some really good one now. Yeah, but I feel like the best size I need, they don't have that best size. Uh, but it's good. Still, you just have to take it up for like 2, 5, a 2 day trip. Or yeah, so but it's all good. But it be uncomfortable sometimes. The shower be like short, like you have like to. But I feel like it's just something you get when you that tall, like because they don't make uh, thing for my size. So yeah, you just have to deal with it. But yeah.
Do you have a roommate? I mean, when you travel on the road, do you have a teammate you travel with? Or
Mendes, he's my roommate. Yeah.
How do you get along with that?
Oh, I like him. Yeah, I like him. I need to be with him because so he just got to this team right now. So me being with him, like we can talk a lot about me when um, I was a freshman, like 2020, something like that. So I got to tell him, like you have to wait, like you have to work, yeah, all this type of stuff. So we be talking about that.
So you've
like
been a real mentor for him. I know
Yeah.
he got in the game. I can't remember his last game or Baylor game, but that was kind of the first action he'd seen in a while. And when he came off the court, I know you got up and you put your arm around him and kind of had a word. So is that someone you're really mentoring along?
All the freshmen, but mostly him, yeah, because we roommates. So because when I was a freshman, I make a lot of mistakes. Sometimes I don't be on the court and I complain, stuff like that. So I don't want him to make the same mistake that I made. So I always talk like to him. You just work every day, stuff like that. So yeah.
You talked about obviously talking with your parents on FaceTime and stuff. Are they back home in Senegal?
Senegal, yeah.
Senegal. So are they able to watch the games? Do they have the ESPN streaming to see some of the games?
They have the ESPN, but it doesn't work there. I don't know why. So they watch the game. So when we play, for example, Wednesday, they have watched the game on Thursday.
Okay, so
yeah.
they're watching like a recording of it
Yeah,
later
recording.
on.
They
Okay.
find a link on YouTube, something like that. So
Okay.
yeah, that's where they be going to watch the game. And if I don't play good or if I miss my free throw, stuff like that, my dad just be on me. So yeah, that's the thing they be doing. Yeah.
So did they grow up kind of following basketball? I mean, I know soccer is really big there. Did they just
Soccer.
kind of start following basketball when you started playing, or?
They started following basketball because of me. Because I used to be I was playing soccer. My siblings, they was playing that too. So since I started playing basketball, they just start watching basketball because of me. So like the whole family just switched like soccer to basketball now.
So what is the popularity of basketball like in your home country now? Is it getting bigger the last few years? Like if you go home, it's way more popular maybe than it was when you left, or?
It's getting bigger now, yeah. I feel like before I left, it wasn't that big. We got some guy that make the league, stuff like that, but it still wasn't that big. But right now, I feel like yes, because when I went back home like 3 years ago, I see a lot of people, a lot of kids that started playing basketball, and I was like, wow, I didn't know all these people are gonna, cause that's a soccer country. People care about soccer so much. So my time while I was there, nobody really played basketball. Like you play that, they were like, this basketball is soft.
Yeah.
And I was saying the same, to be honest, because I didn't know until I started playing basketball. I said, yeah, I don't know what y'all talking about. This is hard. Like, this is really hard. So, yeah.
So when you were a little kid, were you going to be like the next soccer star? You're going to be on the national team? Was that your thing, your sport growing up?
I thought I was going to be Cristiano Ronaldo. I didn't know what I was talking, but, yeah.
So at what point, when did basketball become a focus for you? Was it maybe after you got to a certain height, or you were
Yes.
really growing, or?
Yeah, so when I was 13, I just hit grow like crazy. I just grow, and I was scared. I was like, I didn't know I was gonna I didn't want to get tall at all. I was scared because I was the shorter one, and I just grow hard. And every time me and my friend go to play, and they were like, bro, you cannot play soccer no more. Like you are too tall, and I'm good at soccer, and I love it too. But like them pushing me like go play basketball. Like everybody was, So that was the time I feel like I was like, you know what, they may be right. Basketball is something I need to do. So yeah.
When did you start to love basketball? I don't know if I know you were kind of pushed towards it. I don't know if you loved it at the beginning or not. Did it take some time for you to kind of adapt and learn everything where you kind of felt really comfortable with it?
I never said in the media, but I didn't love basketball. But the beginning, I didn't. I didn't love basketball at all. I was just playing because my dad buy me some Jordan 1. And he was like, if you play basketball, I'm going to give you these shoes right here. So, you know, I love those shoes so much. I was like, I have to take the risk, you know. I just have to go. So I went, started playing basketball. Still, I didn't fall in love with it. Then there was a time it just like hitting me hard. So, yeah, I just couldn't go like a day without going to like the gym, play basketball. Yeah.
What can you say what basketball has done for you? You've been able to come here to the United States, get a college education. Can you kind of put into words what that decision, you know, many years ago has done for you?
Man, he done everything for me, to be honest. He gave me everything that I wanted. Like, came to the state, discover everything, learn a new language, get my degree, meet awesome people. Like, I learn a lot every day, and I'm still learning. I came here since 2016, and until this day, like, I learn every day. Like, you know, meeting new people, you know, like, there's a lot. So I would say, like, basketball just give me everything. That's my life, so, yeah.
You talked about Christian Ronaldo was your growing up was your idol.
Yeah.
Have you identified someone in basketball that you really kind of feel like is maybe taking that place a little bit?
In basketball,
Yeah.
someone that I know here, or
Well,
just in
just
general?
even watch NBA or someone that you maybe thought, you know, like maybe that person, the way they play, kind of, you'd love to play like they play or something like that.
Joel Embiid.
Okay.
Yeah, and I told him too. I think we talked like 2019. Yeah, I told him too. I was like, yeah, bro. Like, yeah, I like the way you play, stuff like that. So we talk a lot. He told me like, you know, you need to do this and that. So yeah, I feel like the way he play, I do like it a lot. So yeah.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Have a good one.